Well, good morning, everybody. How you doing? It's kind of dark in here because my light fell over, and I can't reach it.
Want to go get it?
So, nah, it's fine, dear. They can. It might show the jig better, but not my face, which is fine. They don't want to see my face in here. We probably can like. I know I'm ugly, so we got a little special jig going on. Um, I haven't tied one yet. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I just couldn't do, I mean, this is for a purpose. So this is for a good purpose. So there's this dude we all know. His name is Tim, catfish dog. So he wanted a skunk jig for the skunk board. So that's what we're gonna kind of try to we're gonna tie up what I thought about, and we'll see what it looks like. So, and I think it'll be all right. So first off, pardon me while I clean my eyeballs. I have some water spots. Either that or dog slobber. Most likely the case. I got kisses this morning from Rosie. Hey, looky there. There's Catfish Dog. So glad you're in here, Tim. I was just saying, we all know this dude named Tim, Catfish Dog, and he wanted a jig for his skunk board. So lately, it seems like he's going to be, Tim, you are going to be the one receiving more jigs. So, uh, anyways, real quick, let's just go back and say good morning. We got Keith. He said, I'm first. First, good morning, Dave and Gregory. So we got Chad, Nick, JWH70. Good morning. Chrissy. Good morning, Miss. And then tell your old man we said howdy if he's listening. Norman, Tim, Deborah. All right, I think we're down here. Oh, sure, rub it in. Yeah, I'll try. uh, anyways, I couldn't. I've been thinking for a while what to do, so I was like, I just don't, and y'all said do the Bigfoot blood head, so here's a head, um, and I just kind of just how am I going to make this kind of be kind of what I want, and then Gregory kind of he got his 2 cents in there, and he says, hey, if you ain't skunking, you ain't trying. You dang right. You know what? I almost skunked out yesterday with Gregory down at the park. It was tough going. I mean, the fish were just not having it. Um, but I had my pole go off 4 times. Twice about ripped off the bank because I wasn't using a rod holder. I had it sitting. I had one pole in the rod holder, but I had the other one just like leaning on the side with the eye resting on it, and it just kept falling over. And I could get it before it was gone, but I kept missing the fish. I was trying out these new hooks with my carp bait rig. So I've got those spring cages that you tie on and you put pack bait in and then have a little hook. Well, somebody suggested that I try, uh, oh, brain fart here. When you sit or hook a worm and a big rubber worm for bass, yeah, anyways, wacky rig. There. Couldn't think of it. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. My brain was locked up. But I tried a wacky rig hook for the carp rig stuff, and I don't like it. It doesn't set as well as the little. I've been using size 10 or size 8 circle hooks, and they seem to work way better because you don't have to worry about. I mean, just put the rod in the rod holder. You don't have to worry about letting the carp run or anything like that. He gets that corn in there, and that circle hook grabbed it quite a bit when I was using it last fall when we were fishing over at Pratt with my carp bait. So um, I only lost what 2 fish I think that day, something like that, over at Pratt. So and then I caught like 20. So over at our city park here, there's a couple carp I keep seeing jump out of the water, and they're common carp, but them things are like, I bet you they're every bit of 30, 35 pounds. And at first I thought it was, grass carp jumping and stuff, but one jumped right in front of me, like literally 15 feet off in front of me. And he's big old bugle lip, golden, sucker face. So, but let's tie this jig up. Oh, Chad saying, oh, yeah. All right. So we have a Bigfoot bloodhead. And then I, I don't know if I want to tie it in. I kind of want to tie it in a hackle, but I think a marabou would look better. But maybe we can try. Well, I got a couple jig heads here. We'll try both and see, because this is all, we going on the fly here. I've been thinking about this. The whole engineering process has been going. But this actual final CAD production ain't happened yet. And here, we'll get some, you know what CAD means. It's cardboard aided design. So there's the cardboard aided. We're done. Now we can do the design. So he wanted a skunk jig. So I'm just going to do black and white. We're going to overlay the black and the white. Let's just get going here. We'll takes a second to stack on enough. And my eyeballs. I think it's been a couple years since I got glasses. It just seems like I just got glasses, but it's actually been 2 years. I was like, really? So I guess I need new glasses, because I'm looking at like the very, very bottom to see that jig. Uncle Don, how you doing, sir? Coastal. Fresno, good morning. So, Tim, I know whatever I come up with, you'll approve of, but I hope that really does tickle your fancy. I hope it makes you happy. I'm gonna make it a little bit heavier than I normally do as far as feather. Whoops. Just to get that good contrast with that white that we're gonna stick on there. All right. So I finally got to go to the doctor. I keep having these stupid little, like, I just don't feel right. Things kind of get, that way. And it gets in my, I start overthinking it. And then, of course, with ADD, you get, kind of a little bit of anxiety. And of course, when you already die once and you got a couple stents and you spent a couple days in the hospital, all that kind of stuff, you start questioning things. Am I dying? Am I okay? Do I need to go to the hospital, or do I need to just stay at home and save money? What's the deal? Well, I was like, I forgot to tie that white feather on it. I got to talking and telling what happened. So, anyways, I got in to see the doctor. The doctor, I switched doctors because my other doctor, in my opinion, was neglecting me. So that's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. He didn't order the test that all these people are in consensus that I should have had. Are you going to lay on top for me? Okay, good. So I got some feathers laying down here, and they're trimmings, like the tip ends and stuff. So I don't waste too much if I can help it, but you know me, I don't like ugly feathers. Oh, you silly goose. Lay over the way I want you to, dude. Come on. All right, be that way. Get in there, man. Stubborn. You gonna lay the way I want you to? All right, there. Like I said, this is a prototype. We just doing something here. Okay, where'd my little piece that I had? Because I had a little piece. See? Little piece. Couple stripes of shimmer in the white. Man, all right. Let me all right, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Here, let's do this. I got a little bag of, hey, here I am. Okay, so I'll take shimmer. Fucking the contrast of all the junk laying on the table here. You know, a jig like this is like tying a fly, man. It's like have to get it all just right there, and then don't grab it with your other finger and jerk it all. Come on, Dave, concentrate. And then I Wally boogered them up and got them all crookfied. All right, here. Lay on there like you're supposed to. Behave yourself. All right. There you go, Mr. Needy. All right, so there we got that. So then what we're going to do is let's get a longer piece that I can handle better. I got a bigger piece right here. Ah! Throw it on the floor. You didn't want it anyway. Hold on, my back hurts. I gotta brace myself. All right. I was just making sure I wasn't showing no crack. Crack kills. All right, so how did I want to do that? I want to do that doubled up. Probably too much doubled up, but it is a skunk. So we're gonna double up. All right. Behave yourself now. This is gonna be a floofy jig. Then you only grabbed. Oh no, you grabbed them both. Making me concentrate too much this early in the morning. I'm like, what's your eyeball doing there, Dave? All right, come on. Okay, here goes like, you know, when you're finishing up a paint job on a car or something like that, if you know what I'm talking about, you get that final coat on there, like, ooh, buddy, look at that. I gotta get more light, babe. I keep saying it, but I really do. I'm putting me a light right there. So then it shines on my side, because y'all don't realize y'all can see that really well. But from my perspective, it's like, dude, this is dark. Okay. Now, I don't know if you're going to see much separation between them two, but we're going to put them right there like that. Man, you know how much it's going to cost you? No, these will be donated to the cause, but they ain't getting a dozen. They get like, I'll put like 2 in a pack with, you know, put a little beetle spinner in there, and you can just add that to it, and then you put a beetle spin on these jigs. They if the fish are biting something moving quicker, beetle spin's the way to go. Now let's see if I can wrap this so it don't look like You're gonna see a little thread collar. You know me, I don't like that threaded collar, but you're going to see just a little bit because of that black and white contrast. But that is the very first in production. Mr. Tim Catfish Dog requested a skunk jig. So I present to you, Mr. Catfish Dog, the DHA double hook skunkified jig. So it looks chubby, dude, but you know, it's got the stripes down its butt. But there's your skunkified jig. And you know, skunks are pretty fat little dudes. So you see this thing, look at it, look at that, look at that, look at that. Here you go again. Look at that. Look at that. See that? There's your skunkified jig. I will get a few of them. We got a couple. They take so long. What have we been on here? 16, 15, 16 minutes already. It took that long. And then of course my chatting. I got a couple more. I got plenty, you know what I'm saying. I got a bunch of little white ends down here that, you know, we'll have. And I got all this to do. So right there is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 jigs. So this tray, I can usually stack about, 200, 250. If they're small jigs, I can put about 400 on the tray and bake them all at once. It saves a lot of time that way. Looks like a skunk to me. I'm not an expert on them like Tim, though. Yeah, looks great, just like it should. Great job, Dave. Thank you, sir. All right, so I'm going to send you probably, I'll send you some of those, and then you can, when people get skunked out, then, we can go from there. So, but how many people we got here? We got 13. So that's not very many people, but I have been neglecting y'all lately, and I apologize. But like I said, I'm more concerned with my health and trying to take care of myself so I can be here for a long time than, overdo it. And, so just bear with me. I don't mean to be, not always live, but we have been doing a bunch of fishing and doing some, I shouldn't say a bunch of fishing. We've been fishing, and we've been lucky enough that when we go fishing, we've been catching some pretty good fish. So, hey, there's old River Rat 3030. He putting out some videos. He has earned that Bank Angler of the Year. I'm tell you what. So, let's tie up a few more things here. So I got a white jig that I poured and colored up a while back. And if you look, he's got a little bit of a cone head. So I can't send that off to here. This is the way you can see it better. But he got a little bit of a cone head. Now, in my opinion, the fish don't care. But you know what? The people do. So what you do is you tie these up because that's a waste product. You write it off or you give it away. So we are going to do a giveaway, and I have a few jigs up here. Now, I was playing around with some ugly stuff, what I call ugly stuff. So I poured these heads, and then I colored up these heads, and I was trying a little, paintbrush, tap technique. So looky there, I got some tri-colored heads. So I colored it chartreuse and then put the red and the olive on there. And then I poured up this, then I tied up this jig. So it's got like chartreuse feathers. And then it's got some cactus shiny chenille type stuff. And then put some rubber legs on there. You see it's got a little bit of red in the front, a little olive with some green flash in the back. Now, the intention for this is running on a beetle spin. You can just cast it out and bottom bounce it back, but I made another one so you can see the difference they're the same jig, just different bodies. So this one has a really floofy body, a lot of bulk to it. But put them on a beetle spin. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, beetle spins, that little one that you clip on that goes from here and then ties to your line and then goes back and then has the blade. I thought I had one laying here, and I'm pretty sure I did, but I probably knocked it down somewhere. I got a mess going on like you wouldn't believe. I'll show you. You don't believe me. But here, matter of fact, I'll show you. Y'all know me. I'm messy. See, look at this. Look at that. That is a big disaster. That's what that is. And at least my wires are all in the little tub, and I mean the feathers are just kind of. I need to clean up. I was going through. Problem was, the guy wanted 12 jigs, and each one a different color. That's redunculous. So he paid for it. I made my camera go dark on my face more so than I thought. There's Misplaced Country Girl. I hope your garden's doing good. I don't know if I've seen any posts, if you've been posting lately about your garden or not. My garden, my tomato plants are like that. I did plant some tomato plants this year. They're about that tall. Now they'd be taller if I wouldn't have planted them about that far down in the ground. So, and then I bottom pruned my tomatoes. So as my tomatoes are growing up, I bottom prune the leaves off so I don't never get no yellow leaves. And I keep enough foliage to just cover up the fruit, but it also makes bigger fruit because you're cutting off all that nitrogen going out to the leaves and stuff. It gets to go to making the fruit bigger. That's my opinion. But also, last year I talked about my garden and my peppers, about how I've been doing an experiment each year for the last 10 years that I've lived here down the side of my house, and it actually gives me like a zone more like southern Oklahoma because it's on the south side. I have a brick building that radiates and holds all that heat. I have the alley there. You know, it collects a lot of heat there in the springtime. I actually planted my pepper plants um, mid-April, and usually we don't get to plant until the 1st of May. So, and now, but what I'm saying is now my pepper plants this year, I'm on my final. I got it all figured out how I want to grow my fruit. So, and yes, peppers and tomatoes are a fruit. Um, the On the pepper plants, all pepper plants, when they get so tall, they'll have leaves every so often, but when they get so tall, they get what they call their tri branch. So 3 branches. And that from that point down, I strip all the leaves off now. This is how I'm going to do it from now on forever. Because the last few years, the plants that I did that to, I didn't get as much quantity as in fruit. You know, I didn't get a lot of volume, but my bell peppers were this big. My jalapenos were 4 inches, 5 inches long, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that's how I'm doing it this year, and that's how I'll continue to do it. And I put out an update on my garden, and I'll continue to do that throughout the year. So I miss my big old giant garden. Now I don't miss weeding that thing. I mean, I had a garden that my garden was probably it okay. So on average year, my garden was about 150 by 100 feet. But the last few years we were out there, my garden was 210 foot by 100 foot. So a half acre, because an acre is 208 by 208. So we had a lot. I grew lots of peppers, lots of tomatoes, lots of cantaloupe, lots of watermelon, all that good stuff. And then, you know, we had our corn rows for me, you know, for the family, for us. We didn't ever plant a lot because corn was cheap enough to go buy. Around here, when we lived out the farm, around here, you get 6 ears for $1 on corn at most farms. So, and that was sweet corn, good eating corn, not field corn. So these are like a more of a precision jig, I guess, is what you want to call them. This is what I've been referring to as my pro line, because like all the pros that I know that do tournament fishing or that I've met recently that do tournament fishing, they want shorter hair on the jig and shorter body and that kind of thing. They want the feathers only to stick out so far. They I don't I'm giving away trade secrets, but they're jigs, and if the pros are using them and they're catching trophy fish, and then I've been using them lately and doing a lot better on fish. So the biggest key is it's just a heavier wire hook, way sharper, holds a point way better, catch a couple hundred fish on one jig, that kind of thing. So me too, extra foliage just takes up food for the. Yep, you're right, Don. Mine is a 10-foot by 33-foot. That's pretty good size. Um, my garden is 2 foot and approximately 45 feet. I don't know. I never measured it. I know it's as long as up to the garage door almost. So from the corner of the house, which is fair decent. I would say it's every bit of 50 feet, 45, 50 feet. But I can tell you how many plants I got. I have 32 pepper plants, and I have 4 tomato plants. I don't get. I mean, and this year I planted just a single row of pepper plants. I've been double stacking them, and it was getting too thick. We were missing fruit. Just it was then it get buggy because you'd forget not see it or get fungus, and then that fungus spreads and then just causes problems. So, but also I wasn't bottoming them out all the fruit last year, and that's what I'm doing this year. So I I will get, like I said, we'll get more updates as time goes on, but my plants are literally over a foot tall. So, and have already reached that stage where they were all bearing flowers and starting to get fruit. I don't know if I have a picture. Hey, Dave, and hey, Shirley T. Fruit, I have cantaloupe, sugar baby watermelon, garnet strawberry. Well, here, that's a lot. I'm going to put that on screen. I don't do this because I don't remember to do this very often, and I apologize for that. But like she said, oh, and strawberries. Yeah, we had strawberries, but the problem with the strawberries for us is we live in a just 2 blocks from the river, and I guarantee you them skunks and the coons, they just find them. They just wipe them out. I even tried putting a fence around it, and they just got them all. And they don't just eat the fruit; they eat the stems, the leaves, and everything. So here's a basic little short body, short tail to get her done jig. So I said I was going to do a giveaway, and it's 8:30, so let's go ahead and let's find the tab. I'm going to do a little giveaway. We'll give away some of these jigs. This takes me a minute to get in here. I know what I'm looking for now. I've done it enough. I just got to go through it. I got to do it my way, which is the back door way, but it works for me. I like getting things to where I can just, my brain works around it the way I work around it, and that's how it is. It's like when I do math, I break everything down into tens. I don't know why I do it. I just do it. Let's see. What should we put in here today? Hashtag. We'll just put that. Make it easy on everybody. Present. Share screen. I hate when I click on it, it jumps me back over to the other screen. Then I'm going to go back and here, let's make it like that. There you go. Hi, Miss Chrissy. We seen you in here earlier. Well, we seen you in chat earlier when I came on. I didn't know if you were still in there or not, but I said good morning then. All right. So also with these jigs I clip so I get everything perfectly even at the end. You know, with jigs, I swear it's the fish don't really care. I mean, certain things they care size, you know, sometimes size matters, sometimes color matters to a point, you know. I mean, it's usually light, dark, you know, big, small, that kind of thing. But what it really matters in jig tying is looks to people, giving them what they want. So I'm glad that Catfish Dog Tim was in here earlier. I think he's still in here. Yep, he's still in there. He put up jigs. So here's the thing. If y'all don't tell me what you want and y'all don't describe it, then I don't know what you want. And I can only guess. But when y'all tell me what you want and then I tie it and y'all show me pictures of fish that are really nice, or I go catch fish that are really nice, I get excited and then I like will change my style of jig, or I will do that style of jig for that set of people, and other people I'll do another style of jig. So like we were using the pro jigs, you know, heavy hook, all this. Now we're back to a sickle hook, which as you can see that hook is fairly flimsy, so you could get it out of a tree, straighten it up, stuff like that. But they hook fish super well. They hold on to them. That sickle part with a bend in the bottom, it creates a spot where it, you know, where the hook wants to stay instead of sliding around type thing. So less chance of losing a fish, you know, and all that. So we're going to tie up. Man, that feather quality wants to curl at the end and doesn't look right to me. Some of these are going to be a little bit longer. Some of them are going to be a little bit shorter. It's like I said, it's the style of jig. So those pro jigs that are shorter tail, these sickle hook jigs, I usually do about a 1/4 inch back behind the tail. And next we're going to do some little panfish jigs. So tiny little bluegill, you know, creek chubs, that kind of stuff is what we're going to tie up here real quick. But what we're going to do for this giveaway, it's not going to just be, I mean, we're going to throw a couple jigs in there, but what we're going to do is I got a super good deal. So like I got some of these, and we're not sponsored by these people at all. We just went to the store and got a really good smoking hot deal and want to share it with y'all. So these little grub dudes, they're little Impulse by Northern, and normally these are $5. So I got them for 99 cents. So I picked up some of those. So what we're going to do for the giveaway, and then also I got some 6 cent stuff. So if y'all don't know about them, we're not sponsored by them neither. But if y'all don't know about 6 cents, 6 cents is a small company that did real good in developing styles of lures that create a different swim in the water than others. And they just, I mean, they do really well. So hey, Mean Gene Squad, they do really well, and I like them as well. I bought me like 30 of them, so you know I just want to share a few with you. So what you're gonna do, put in your hashtag jigs, get you all in there. If you're in chat, there's 17 in there. I should see 17 in there. You're gonna get one of those little packages. You're gonna get a lure, and then I'm gonna throw in some jigs. So you're not going to get a skunk jig. No, don't ask me for a skunk jig. There ain't nobody in this world going to get a skunk jig through me. You want a skunk jig, you got to go get skunked and get on Tim's skunk board to get a skunk jig. That's the only way you will ever get one of those. So, but I'm going to get, see, listen to that. That's got some good rattle to it. Walleye will eat this thing like crazy. So we're going to do those for a giveaway. And then, like I said, I got some jigs. You know, there's one there. There's a little gray one there. There's a few of them up there. that will suit our purpose and get you all some bait or get you some dinner and get you a few jigs in your pocket, a couple lures. So let's put some flash on this one. We're gonna got a piece of silver sitting here. We'll just use it up. Like I said, y'all seen my table. I got trash everywhere. So we got disco silver head and do some silver flash on this one. And then we'll do that black and white again. And there's a little silver flash in this black and white. It's a good color combo right here. It's like a little shad, baby. Little minnow, baby. Little something. If you jig it right, it will make your line tight. Just, you catch a big old 2.88 pound slabadoo crappie that's freaking 17 plus inches long. Take a net or take a Gregory. Y'all didn't see that. I caught a big crappie. I mean, not a giant, but for most people, it's a big crappie. I know there's some guys like, why didn't you just pick it? Go look at the comments on there. If I got my string tangled up. You go look at the comments. There's a guy in there. He's like, why didn't you just F the thing up out of the water? Well, for one thing, I don't know why you're cussing. For another thing, it's because that was a big fish. It's going to break my knot. And lose my jig in his mouth. So there's another one. That one, I should have done another wrap, but I didn't. All right, y'all ready to just try to get this jigs? We've been up there for long enough. All right, if you ain't got it in there, hashtag jigs, better do so. We're getting, I hope you ain't behind in chat because you're going to miss it. We're going to draw in 10 seconds. And then we'll get, I just seen some others right there. We'll throw that in too. All right. So see them jigs right there? Well, there's a little bag that I got misplaced right there. So you ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I don't see no more entries. Good luck, everybody. Bam. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Get it. Mean Jane Squad. Send me a message. Make sure I got your mailing address. David Lemon on Facebook, or you can go to Double Hook Angling on Facebook. It's my business page, and send me a message through that, or you send me a message through regular Facebook, or you can send me an email at doublehooKangling@gmail.com. So, and you'll get that. So here's what you got. You got that. You got that. And that's the package I found. And then I'll throw in some of those others. So that's what we'll get you hooked up with. I'm going to put them up there out of the way. All right. Let's get rid of that. How did I get rid of that? Oh, I'll just go back to that. We just won't worry about that. All right. So y'all want to see what I caught? I'll show you a picture of what I caught. Oh, this is what I caught yesterday. We're here. How big was that bass? I forgot. Oh, 391. So here's a 3 pound 9-1. It's 3.91 is what that bass was. Here's the proof. Now, don't get mad at me. I used the hole that my hook used, which was in its top lip. So don't get mad because that's how I weighed it. I didn't want to make another hole or get it by its gills. I don't know how well y'all can see that or not. Here. Right there. 391. That was the bass. Now, Here's a crappie. So there's the crappie. There's the crappie sitting on Gregory's cooler. Here's me long arming it to get the best view there possibly was. There's me long arming it. You know, you got, I mean, and then here is Mr. Gregory holding it up so I could take a picture and get it all in the pic camera to make sure that y'all knew that we wasn't pulling on its tail. So 2.88. There you go. So that's a big old crappie. That was a fun day. But then, you know, we got this too. What do you want, crackhead? Hey, Ellie wants out. Your granddaughter wants out. It's my son's dog. Yeah, they all went out. Look at them. As soon as she said outside, every one of them jumped up except for Rosie. Rosie's like, no, I'm comfortable. Yeah, it was a slab. I thought it was a pretty good crappie. There's old Big Mike. All right. Well, I said we was gonna tie bluegill getter. So here's a bluegill getter, disco gold head in a 1/64th, and this is on a size 8, double XJ, so it's like long, and the gap ain't real big, so they get them stuck pretty nice. All right. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna put some of this black thread on there. Look out the bottom of your eyeballs. Clip it off. Now, where'd my dang... I had a piece of wire. Well, what'd you do with it, Dave? All right. I found it. As in, I got enough. The spool I got me off another piece. All right. So, put that piece of wire on there. Now, there's no tail on this jig. This is one of them wire butted, you know, midgy. Hey, what's that type jig? So you go back about that far, come all the way back up, down some. You're gonna build a taper to the body. In other words, you're gonna waste a lot of thread. And if I would have tied in some 240 or 280, it would have went a little faster. But that's quick enough right there. Build up right here on my it. I'm gonna get carpal tunnel. All right. So you're gonna start wrapping that wire up there. And you're gonna keep it as even as possible, but it don't really matter. I mean, just do the best you can. Like I said, this is more for your eyeball. They're gonna see a pattern, and I'm gonna tell you, if a fish sees something ugly or goofy or out of place, it's gonna be like, dude, we need to eat that because that thing just don't look right. I've caught some of my best and biggest fish on some of the most ignorant stuff you'd ever think to fish with, man. Biggest bass I ever caught. Biggest bass I ever caught. Caught on chicken liver. A bass. Biggest catfish I ever caught. We caught it on a little bitty minnow about this big. I was a kid. It was 60 plus pounds. Now, I don't count that fish because all we know is it's 60 plus pounds. That's what Granddad said. That's what I went by. We never weighed it. He just looked at it, and that's what he said. That fish is dang near 4 feet long. So it went from one end of the tailgate to the other. Well, you're home early. All right, guys. Well, we're about 10 minutes early. Y'all know that we do the what you got, Gregory, at the end, kind of a Gregory show and tell. So let me finish this up. I'll give you guys a peek, and Mr. Gregory will get everything ready for y'all to get an eyeball at. And then Rosie come and did a drive-by licking of my elbow. There's another drive-by licking of my elbow. Did you see her snout that time? Dang, Rosie! Woo! Oh my gosh! All right, the dog just passed gas. Man, y'all want to smell something really bad? Get Doberman. Put it out. Ah, I just smacked my knee. Hey, you stink. Go away. She's like, I ain't going outside. It's cloudy out there. I might get rain on my head. Gosh, Rosie, the smell of that is just wrong. Between that and the sausage that y'all cooked earlier, that just, man, I want to go outside now. Hide. All right, Greg, you got your stuff ready? All right, I'm about done. I had to defumigate the area. Leave it up to Rosie to make a statement like that at the end. All right, here you go. So you see that little dude? Can you see? I don't know how well you can see it. Here, I'll take a picture of it. This seems to work the best. All right. So what I need to do is find a disc, get it, instead of doing disco gold, I need to do like a bronze or something. But to me, it does fine. So that's what that little jig looks like. Right there you go. Focused in just perfect. All right. So that's what that jig looks like. All right, Gregory. Get in here. Let's show you. So if y'all know my son Gregory, he's a great dude, and he does this thing called, what you got, Gregory? What you got? What'd you find? A tackle box. How many compartments are in that thing? Here, we got camera. Here. I just don't want to show the TV. Look at that. Look how bunch of, is there bottom to it? Oh, there's a whole nother section. Heck yeah. Look at that. Well, you put, hey, that's my finger. You put line or something in there. What, or little tackle boxes right there. It tells you what they use. It says model whatever. What does it say? Model what? What does it say? I can't hear you. What was that? What? Huh? Here, and show what else you got. Oh, I'm showing the stupid TV again. I'm trying to get out of it, but you need to here. Come over here so we're not showing the TV. Sorry, I didn't mean to jerk you over. All right, what you got? What is that? Boy Scouts. The old Boy Scout book. 1912. Copyright. You know, we got another one of those. But I think my other one's like 1920 something. So, right here. Whoops. Get it in there right. Adventures in a Motorboat. And that was copyrighted. Turn to the copyright page, Gregory. Oh, there it is. See if it'll show up. There it goes. 1912. That's pretty cool, Gregory. You got lots of old books, don't you? That's what happens when you live in a small town with a thrift store and houses get people pass and houses get sold and stuff gets donated down there, don't it? Then who gets it? Yes, sir. All right. Are you done? Was that it? Is that all you got to say about that subject? All right, y'all. That was Mr. Gregory. Stubborn as all go get out, Mr. Gregory. No, he's a great kid. I say kid, he's 28 years old. But you know what? When you go fishing and you need some bait, ain't nobody better to take. Mr. Gregory. If there's a green sunfish somewhere under a rock around that area, he'll get it. But we missed the comments while we was doing that because there was so much excitement going on with Gregory. They were just kind of horsing with him. Tim had like 40 eyeballs on you, maybe 50. Nice box or nice tackle box, Gregory from LG Bass, Tom. And very nice. That's nice, Gregory. Everybody liked it, Gregory. All right. Country girls out of here, heading to the store. Great job, Gregory. Everybody have a great weekend. You too. One of these days, Dave, one of these days. I know it, man. One of these days he'll say something and everybody will start freaking out. Be like, what? No, we've got him on. If you go back, there's a couple edited videos where if you pay attention just enough, you'll catch him saying something in the background. So when I got the GoPro running, he don't know, or Rexa had it going, he didn't know. We've caught him before. Huh, Gregory? I always call it drive-by Gregory. All right, so let's tie up one more of them little dudes, and we'll do this one a little different. So what we got here is, this is kind of an olive. I can't remember what the color is, but it's an earthwormy color. We're going to go with black again, but just to kind of make it dark. This time we're going to go back about that far, probably, almost half the distance between where it starts to curve in the back of the head. Then, you got a little bit for your hash browns. Well, oh, there it is. I had a feather and I lost it. So what I'm going to do this time is a different technique. So put that tie that feather on there, and I'm going to spin this. If I can keep a hold of it. Where'd my little clipper thingies go? We'll see if I keep a hold of the thing. This ain't going to do nothing but be a different way of tying something, just to show y'all there's other ways of tying stuff. You don't just have to do clip and press and, all that stuff. You can go up here and you can just wind it around like this. Okay. Windy, 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 windy. Wind. Go around your feather, lock it in. Then come here and brush everything back, including that little keeper thingy. Now you can remove the keeper thingy because you got everything kind of locked in. Brush everything back again and just whip right over all of that. Make it lay down. Now look, tail. And I didn't have to go clip, 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 clip. And you're barking. Here, come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, you bonked your head. Come on. Did that hurt? Come here. Up the side. Ding-a-ling. She bonked her head on the table. I know y'all seen that. She did. She's like, I ain't coming up there now. You just hit me. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. And she tried to jump up and hit her head. You're going to make her pee on the floor. Well, you ain't got to pick her up. Hi, Ellie. What are you doing? She's like, well, I'm in trouble. Put her down. All right, so it's getting ready. See, this is why I don't do too many lives when everybody and the dogs and Gregory and Matt and everybody. Just too noisy, too much going on. too bothersome. I don't have my own private little space. Now this is a long body, so I don't normally tie jigs with a longer body. The longest body I tie is when I tie the ones that have the lead collar that I clip and all that. So, these ones I like a little longer body because the hook is a little longer, but it gives a better profile, and they're such tiny jigs that little extra 2 or 3 curls of the chenille is not going to make too big of a difference. And some people really like long jigs. One guy that makes good long jigs is Kim Burnett. He ties really, nice long jig. So like I said, you can't really see the thing, but see that? Man, I just don't like this camera. Let's see if I can take a pic. Oh, I made that feather curl around under the tail. Hold on, I'm trying to get the set on my hand right. And then I'll take another picture here real quick. Just got a notification anything is possible is up. So if you guys have him and are wanting to go swap over. So that's what that little jig looks like. These are little bluegill getting fools, I'm telling you. So Gregory even uses them. He likes gulp, but he will use these. You ain't taking that one. Look at him. He's a stalker. He's a jig stalker. Are you stalking my jigs? What are you looking at? You can't take those. Nope. Those are for Mean Gene Squad. Here. Can't take those neither. He's over here trying to take stuff. Nope. So, anyways, with that being said, guys, we're going to shut this down and end the show today. Have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe out there. That's what Tom said. Shirley T said, same to you. I do appreciate you. Terry B, River Rat, Keith, Tom, all the regulars that are always in here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all are great. I'll get this out, and we will see y'all next week. We're going to try to go to Pratt and do some fishing and may go live, but no promises, guys. Most of the time it's the signal thing. You know how it is. Y'all got problems with signal just as much as I do. So, and then StreamYard is just anymore. Everybody knows that's been a whole big old mess too. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all be blessed. Y'all have a great weekend and go tie something. Stick in the oven. We use the oven at Casey's.